Hey family, hey family, hey family. It is your girl, Miss Michelle Allen Franklin. Yes, Mrs. Michelle DIY, baby, for divine intervention, honey, because you know there are no coincidences in this world. Only God's divine intervention in our lives. And Mrs. Community Builder, why? Because you know your girl is going to give you the good information, baby, the things you need for your mind, your body, your spirit, and your emotions, honey. And this month, honey, all month long, y'all been following your girl. I seen the views, honey. Y'all been watching. You know what I'm doing, baby. All month long, honey. It is Women's History Month. I have been introducing you to amazing women. Thank you guys for watching thus far. And today I have another amazing woman in the, in the studio. This is my boo right here. I loves me some her. This is my big sister right here. Oh my goodness. Miss Devi Maisha is in the building, baby. My sister in the building. Yes. Hey, boo.
Hi. That's quite the intro. Hi.
Yes, honey. Y'all don't understand. Y'all don't understand, baby. If you don't know, you will know. Look, if you don't know. This episode right here, baby.
Good to be here with you.
Thank you, boo.
Yes.
Look, thank you. I'm gonna try to calm down. Look, I'm trying to come back down because I feel like y'all girl already know I'll be on a natural high, but I just feel like I got some extra endorphins floating today.
Yes.
You know when your big sister comes through, that's just yes, honey. Yes. This beautiful spirit right here, I met back in 2019. When I got very, very intentional, right? 2019, when I got very, very intentional on my healing journey and joined a fasting group. Y'all have heard me talk about it before. We met in my very first 21-day water fasting group. And what I tell you, this beautiful spirit right here brought a level of healing to me. Baby, this was the beginning of my journey. I was just being obedient to God's word. I had no idea what was to come. We're going to get into it. But first, let me just let my sister talk, boo. What you?
I like hearing you.
Come on in here and tell her people who you are, honey. What you doing? Who are you, girl? Who are you?
My name is Devi Maisha. There is a story behind that. But my name is Devi Maisha. Devi means goddess in Sanskrit. I believe every woman is a goddess. And I am the founder of Black Lotus Tantra and sex magic teachings for the healing, power, and liberation of Black women. And it is an offshoot of my original business, which is still sensual energy alchemy. So
yes, honey.
I'm excited.
Yes. And somebody out there like, what she say? What she say? What she say? Yeah, that's what she said. You heard her. That's what she said. You heard it right. You ain't got to hit the rewind button. That's what she said. We're gonna get into it. We're gonna jump right into it. Maisha's journey is one of those Maisha, when I say inspiring and empowering is what we're doing this month. I mean, your story, the first time I heard it, it just shifted me. You know, it was something inside of me that was like, yes, okay, Lord, okay, you know, like, okay. Because I was at a point in my life, guys, I had no direction. I was just in complacency. And the only thing that I could hear was God's voice. And I was trusting him so that I trusted the Lord. Anybody that you bring into my life, wherever you tell me to go, I'm going to go. And he led me to you.
Every time you say that, I'm humbled.
He led me to you. Prior to that period of time, I was not ready for anything, for anything that was to come. But that fast prepared me.
Oh, yes. Oof, that fast.
21-day water fast, it prepared me
Mm.
for the healing journey that was to come. I thought the healing was the 21-day water fast.
Right, right. That was just the start of
That
things,
was
but
just the beginning.
whew,
That summer, Maisha introduced me to the body keeps the score.
mhm,
And
mhm.
I was like, what? Maisha, tell us a little bit about how you got started and just your journey. Because, girl, I could go on talking about you forever. We'll have that kind of time. It's so we try to just
I know,
try to give them a little nuggets.
we're
Try to
gonna
give
we
'em a
we
little.
gonna do this again. We're gonna do this again.
Yeah.
Um, the body keeps the score. I just you mentioned that book. I need to reread it. It is phenomenal. It's not the easiest to read in the world, but once you read it, your mind is blown open in such a new way. But as for my story, and I'm always trying a way to give the short, powerful version of it.
Yeah.
I came into this work after I left my marriage in 2011, and I was aimless. And even since probably the last time we've spoken, so many realizations have come to
Yes.
me how much my life was built around pleasing a man
Mm,
and how many decisions I made in my life
yeah.
to please a man,
Wow.
from my father to any man I was with. And so when I left my marriage in August of 2011, I I felt like like you said, I was aimless.
Yeah.
I had no thought of who I was, of what
Mhm.
to do, who I was as a woman. I had been a wife, I had been a mother, but I had never been a woman. And now here I was. I'd packed up these 4 children. I'd left this man, and I felt like I was just wandering through the desert. And I'm so grateful to my mother, you know,
Yeah.
for stepping it, for first of all saying, "Come stay with me," and then
Yeah.
for stepping in and taking care of my children, because I was in no position. I was gone, and I didn't even realize how much I'd been living in fear
Yes.
and scarcity
Yes.
until I left, and it was that was 5 years of me just trying to figure out life and things, and I was for the streets because that was the only way I could feel anything. I was out there. I was a good time.
So you
Okay.
was outside. You was outside.
And a good
We
place.
outside. We
And,
outside.
and I don't either, because it was all learning.
Yeah.
And in 2015, I attended an event with Regina Thomashower, also known as Mama Gina,
Mhm.
and it was the School of Womanly Arts, and that is the catalyst that blew me open. Then I found some Black folks who were studying Tantra, and that blew me open. And all of the things I had been studying up to that point, because I've been studying energy work and I've been a personal trainer, and I understood that emotions get trapped in the body, but I
Yeah.
had no idea
Yeah.
that emotions were trapped in my body.
Surely. Surely.
And so
Surely.
that's the shortened version of that journey, and then from 2015 on, just so much growth and crying and on the floor, on my knees, you know, and
Yes.
learning how to be a woman and an
Yes.
embodied woman.
Yes. That is one thing that happens, and I'm always saying, this is not anything about a male bashing. This is just about women empowerment, right? And guys, I love when y'all watch and listen because I know y'all watching and looking because you can learn as well, right? But understanding that when you have chosen to be in the relationship that does not serve you
Mm,
and you lose yourself,
yes.
there is a level of emptiness that comes because you're pouring and you're pouring and you are trying to fix and you are trying to do and you are giving everything,
Mm, mm,
everything that you have because you really believe that
yeah,
this is you trying to work that you love this man, you love this person, you really trying to work that thing out. And when it doesn't work and you leave empty
mm,
and you have nothing. So
mm,
when you said my mom had to take care of my children because I couldn't, like, I need somebody because somebody out there is going through that thing
yeah,
right now.
yeah,
And they don't think that there's any other way. Like, they don't think there's no way out. They
Mm,
have no idea what even to do.
mm,
So the fact that you even was led and guided to, like, let me just find something,
mhm,
finding a workshop, finding something, knowing I'm not alone out here in this thing. That my tribe is somewhere. I just need to find them. I need that's in my spirit to say to somebody today. Your tribe is out there. You just need to find them, right?
oh, you got the tears in my eyes, Michelle. My goodness. All right.
I'm
Some
telling
said
you.
put light makeup on today.
Listen, I didn't do any. I didn't do any today because I knew better.
That's the first time I said that out loud too, is that like I couldn't really to my children, sure,
Mm,
but for me that I couldn't really take care of them, that I wasn't
yes.
present,
Yes.
right? And
Mm,
and the guilt that that brings and the
mm,
regret and still have to work through that because the guilt and regret will then have me making decisions
yes.
that circle around them,
Yes.
right? And I can't fix the past,
You can't fix the past.
right? Oof, come on.
We talked the other day. Y'all know I've been talking to phenomenal, amazing women, and we talked the other day, honey. Guilt and shame are the demonic twins, honey, that will just lay. They just like bag lady, get up off my back. You gonna hurt your back crying all them bags like that. Like get off me.
Yeah.
Shame and guilt. Cause grace and mercy, baby. Grace and mercy
Yeah.
resides there, not the shame and guilt. You gotta let it go. You gotta figure out how to let it go. So okay, we left the husband.
Yeah.
We are we are at the conference, right? What's the next step? What happened after that?
Yeah, yeah, that was 4 months of let me just tell you how you know, when you talk about finding your tribe.
Yes.
Before my marriage, I was a spontaneous, fearless girl. And I was just there was a wildness about me. And all of that got tamped down, like just lid on it.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't like it, right? And so I go to this School of Womanly Arts event, and the very first it's a weekend, and the very first day, that Friday, I think it was, we get these little, woman coming around these with this tray of jewels, like with little stickers on the back. And
Uh-huh.
it's like, you're gonna go ahead and just bedazzle.
Come
Okay,
on now.
you gonna put jewels on it. And I'm standing in the auditorium like, wait, what? Now, I don't have a problem getting naked or nothing, but I'm just like, wait, what?
What we doing?
And then I was like, and then there were women who were like doing it. I was like, oh, we doing this. I was like, let's go. I was like, I found my folks. I pull my pants down, I take the stickers off, I stick them on, you know? And now I'm like, oh my God, there are women like me
Wow.
in the world. And I'm not crazy. And
Mm,
I'm not, whew, Michelle,
mm,
and I'm not
mm.
wrong,
Yes. And
right?
it's
I'm
okay.
not wrong.
It's
And
okay.
And so that experience,
Mm,
that is the start of the journey. Now, one would think maybe, right, that, oh, she did that and she did the Tantra. No, ma'am, because during this time, see, I'm still seeing some married dude,
yeah.
right? And
Mm,
my life is still circulating around him.
mhm.
Even when he left his wife, my life is still circulating around him.
Mhm.
There, it's like lessons over here, still not learning over there,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
How it
Yeah.
goes. And so I'm still, this is up through 2018. I'm still learning. I'm still pushing
Mhm.
through.
Yeah.
2020, still learning. Found myself in a relationship that wasn't quite it, you
Yeah.
know.
Sure.
Still learning, still pushing through, right?
Sure.
Still elevating, and
Sure.
even up until recently, because
Yeah.
the journey never ends,
The journey never ends.
right?
Say it again for the people in the back, baby. The journey never ends, baby.
Listen, I tell people that when you're on your healing journey,
Mhm.
I love that you say that often.
Yes.
It's a journey. And so no, I'm nowhere near the woman that I was in
Yeah.
2011 or 2015 or 2020.
Yeah.
But man, I still feel the fear and anxiety of things. I still have the
Mhm.
imposter imposter syndrome that I work through, all
Yes.
of those things.
Yes.
But I have tools now,
Yes.
right, to help guide me through.
Yes. And that's the beautiful part about it is not that you're not going to go through things, but you have the tools,
Mhm,
and then being very intentional about getting the tools is
mhm,
where we need you to be. Getting intentional about why is it okay for me to be with a married man? Why is that? Why is it okay for me to stay in a relationship longer than I'm supposed to? Why am I doing that? Why am I allowing somebody to talk crazy to me? Why is that okay? When did that become okay? Because at a time period in my life, I know that I wasn't okay with that. When did that become okay? Why
mhm.
is it okay now today? What is it about this person that I'm letting them treat me like this and say that it's love? Because that's not what love feels like,
No. And
right?
ignoring all those red flags that everyone I wish that
Right,
phrase had
on
been out in the
the
early '90s, mid-90s. I wish it would,
Yes.
because when I look
Right.
back, I'm like, there's just a
Flag.
whole lot of I was a red flag, okay? Let me be clear. It's not like I was all green flags, because green flags wouldn't get with a red flag. You understand
That's
what I'm
right.
saying?
That's
I
right.
was all red flags too.
Yeah. Yeah. Red flags on the play, red flags on the play, red flags on the play. Honey, I be spotting them now. I'm like, look,
Yeah, just wafts off. It's like, oh no, 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 no. And
I'll be quick.
something
I'll be quick.
I noticed, because sometimes we think, oh, it was just that relationship
Right.
and that person. And how I really had to say, oh, I was the drama,
Yeah.
is that I attracted that same type of personality, not only in another relationship, but in a boss that I had at work,
Wow.
in a teacher and community that I was in.
Yes.
I still was attracting that same kind of personality. So
Yes.
I was like, I could have easily said, well, the world is just full of this type of people and
Yes.
I'm the victim.
Mm-hmm.
Instead, I was like, what is it about me that I keep landing
That
in
part.
these positions?
That part.
What am I missing? And I
Yes.
still hadn't fully found my voice. I was
Mhm.
still trying to be a good girl. I was still trying to be a people pleaser. I was still very afraid of conflict. Had to work on that one. And
Yeah.
that wasn't easy.
Of course. Of course. Maisha, you taught me that we are energetic beings. We are human beings having an energetic experience,
Mhm.
right? And
Mhm.
that always shifted me. And I'm
Mm.
like, okay, this is not the energy that I want. And the energy that I want, I need to attract. So I need to be the
Mhm.
energy. You taught me that. I
Mm.
need to be the energy that I want to attract.
Yeah.
Because like you, I couldn't figure out why am I attracting all of these men that are taken. And again, when did that become okay? Because sometimes it wasn't okay and sometimes it was. And what was going on with that? Right? When did, like I said, why I asked myself them questions, when did that become okay, girl?
Right. Right.
We all go through these things, right? We all go through. I remember being so disgusted with guys and men and relationships. I said to my cousin, I said, girl, I ain't gonna be in another relationship because I said I'm never getting married again. I don't want to be in another relationship. I'm just gonna find me a little young tender.
Get your Stella on, get your groove back.
Listen, I don't need you to buy me nothing. I don't need to take me nowhere. But when I need something going on, that's what we doing. And that's where I was at with it.
Yeah.
I was so disgusted. And when I came back around to myself, because the thing about when you get in, we go through these waves of how you feel about what you're doing and when you're doing and why you're not doing, and oh, I'm gonna do this and that. And it is because it's so much pain in there.
Yes.
There's so much pain. It's
Yeah.
so exhausting. Trish just trying to find some genuine another being that matches your energy, just true good energy, I would rather not even look anymore. I'm just
Yep.
done with looking. I'm done.
Listen.
I'm over it. We're going to take control, right? When you feel like you have to control all of the things, you've had some loss of control, right?
Yes.
Can you speak to that a little, Maisha, of just the why you respond and the way that things come out and how they appear like that?
Me personally or other people?
Both. Look, both.
Yeah. And so we're talking about control.
Yes.
So I'll start with me first. You know, control is a way of trying to avoid pain.
Yes.
We are hardwired as
Yeah.
human beings to not want to experience pain. It hurts. It doesn't
Mhm.
feel
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
And we will avoid it at all costs. That's just natural. We were built that way.
Yes.
But really, the way society is now, and all of the ways that we can dissociate
Mm.
from our bodies and other people, it's important for us to look at that. And so, because I was raised to be this good girl and to be the absolute best, and there's nothing wrong with excellence, but it left no room for mistakes,
Yes.
right? I
Yes.
felt that I had to control everything so that there were no mistakes.
Yes.
And if it was something I couldn't control, it became too hard. That's too difficult for me, right?
Mhm.
Or it was if I couldn't determine the outcome, right? I
Yes.
just wanted to steer clear of it,
Avoid. Yeah.
right? And life is filled with
Mhm.
variables that we don't know. Every time we wake up and walk outside the door, anything can happen.
Mhm. Yes.
But I felt the need to try, and I didn't necessarily control the people around me, but just my own personal self and my
Yeah.
life. And so I think especially as women, there is a lot of that within us.
Mm.
Sometimes we do try to control the people around us. We try to control our kids,
Yes.
well, in an effort to we feel like we're keeping them safe.
Yes.
You try to control all the environments around us, and it's again it's really about trying to avoid pain, but there is no joy
No.
without pain. And so while we're trying to control the pain, it also means we can't allow ourselves to fully love or
Yes.
fully experience pleasure, fully orgasm,
Yes.
because if we let ourselves to be too free, then if
Mhm.
pain comes, it will be too devastating. So
Right.
we're living this flat line life that's not the full rainbow.
And we want the rainbow, baby.
We do.
We want the rainbow. Baby, you need the rainbow. You
Oh,
want the rainbow.
feels.
The rainbow is not optional. Okay. How about that? The rainbow is not optional. I'm just saying. And it is, I can remember a couple of people and in a probably 3-4 month period of time kept saying to me, why are you always trying to control things? Why are
Mhm,
you always trying to control things? And I was like, whatever. When people used to say that to me, I used to, and like I didn't even take it in. But at that period of point in time, I'm to the point now, if somebody is saying something to me, let me pay attention to it.
mhm,
Because that's how you know. If somebody has said something to you, to your behavior, it's not something for you to get offended by.
right,
It's something for you to, okay, constructive criticism. Take it in, boo. Look in
right.
that mirror. Because at the end of the day, whether you have acknowledged it or not, it's coming to you for a reason.
Mhm.
It's
Ooh,
coming
that
to you
era.
for a reason. Now, some people are just full of malice and whatever, and I'm not talking about those situations. You know the difference, right?
Yeah.
When things, well, I call it when things come to you in threes. That's my Trinity. That's my okay. I heard this 3 times. Let me pay attention to it. Okay, whatever. But it was definitely a protection mechanism. It was this thing, and I said, maybe I do you know, oh no, don't do it like this, do it like that. And it wasn't like overtly, it was very subtle, so it wasn't very clear in my head that I was doing that because it would be like, oh no, Maisha, don't wear them earrings, wear these earrings. "Oh, no, don't do
Mhm.
that." You know what I mean? It wasn't like something nasty or mean or whatever, but it was like, and if you didn't wear the earrings, I'd be like, "Girl, I told you put them earrings on." So she was like, This look better with this outfit." But you know what I mean? It was like if you ain't do what I asked you to do, I would be feeling some kind of way about it. Girl, put these earrings on and come on here. Right? Just like
That's right. That's right.
like
I know best.
I know best. I
Yeah,
done told you. I'm
that's
looking at
right.
the whole thing. I'm telling you.
That's right.
And don't be doubting that. Now I told you that.
Right.
Let's come on.
That's
Let's
right.
go.
That's
You
right.
know, but it is this little subtle way. So some people like you don't even feel like you're that way, but you have to really take an honest look and evaluation at again your behaviors. What are you doing?
Mhm.
Why are you doing that?
Yeah.
What is going on? The thing with the little shorty, with the little young tender, honey, is it that I didn't want to get married again? I've said this. No, it's not. It's that fear was driving my life and I didn't want the pain.
Mm.
I did not want the pain that came from the ex. I didn't want the pain that came from all of the things that happened after my divorce.
Yeah.
I mean, like divorce was enough, but after the divorce,
Mhm.
you know, and so it is getting to a point where you can be honest with yourself because what I want for everyone is what I call is generational wealth. And it
Mm.
has nothing to do with money. It is an abundance of love,
Yeah.
peace,
Yeah.
joy, faith, understanding, right?
Yeah.
In abundance. And you can't get there without taking that self evaluation, without knowing, listening to your body and knowing when something is happening, them emotions are showing up.
That's
Why
right.
are they showing up and dealing with them,
Yes.
right? Going
Yes.
back and unlocking that door that you got them emotions all bottled up and locked up in there. I call it what's in the pit of your belly, boo.
I was waiting for you. I was waiting for it. I was waiting for it because I love that you say that. And I mean, you could very much realize this, but and I think they talk about this in The Body Keeps the Score. I don't remember, but when you say that, I'm always reminded that so much of our emotions are actually in our gut,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
And there's and the way we process emotions is, sorry, y'all getting sciencey, but there's a long nerve in the body called the vagus nerve. It's the
Yes.
longest nerve in the body, and it helps to process your fight or flight and all of that, and it innervates into the gut.
Yes.
Right? Which is why when you're feeling scared or anything, like you get
Yes.
you have to go to the bathroom,
Right.
right? All of that. So when you talk about emotions and things being in the pit of the belly,
Yeah.
and then when you talk about the belly itself, where that's an energetic work, the sacral chakra, and that's the power chakra.
Yes.
That's the loss of power. I'm just like, man, I don't know if Michelle really understands what she's picking up and putting down when she talks about that.
Listen, I taught and I went down that rabbit hole because of you. Learning about the emotions and all of the things. And it was like, where's it all stored? And when I looked at when you look at where your emotions are, because it's, the emotion code and all of the things, right? When you
Yes,
look at all of those things, where all of my emotion was anger,
yes,
pain, it was despair,
yes,
was in the belly. And I was like, all that's in my belly. And
yes.
it was. And it was.
That's right.
And I was like, you know,
Right. Mind blown.
yes. Yes. Yes, baby. You took me down that rabbit hole, girl.
Well,
So yes, I touched. That's where I got what's in the pit of your belly because I was just like the emotions that were inside of me. And so
mhm,
I was asking other people, what is in the pit of your belly? I'm finding out
mhm,
what's in the pit of mine.
mhm.
Do you know what's in there? Because I didn't know all that stuff was in there.
I love that. Instead of what's in your wallet.
Right. Right. Oh my gosh. So, oh my gosh, girl, we can talk for hours and we can't today. Okay. Look, we can't today. We have to come back. But
Yes, please.
okay, where do I want to go now? I want to go to what you're doing now. I want to go to the amazing work that you are doing now because I did a workshop with you. When was that? In the fall? When
Might
was
have
your
been,
last?
might have
In the
been.
fall. Yes, it was. In the fall. I did a workshop with you in the fall and just had another discovery. Honey, what I want you to know when you work with Maisha, one, if y'all have been following me, y'all know that I have had a lot of sexual trauma
Mm,
and through molestation, through the first time I had sex, I got pregnant, had an abortion. There, all of those things, I had been sexually assaulted, and so I had a lot of trauma that was trapped in me that I didn't even acknowledge or recognize. Right. Um, and it is important, guys, to acknowledge and to recognize these things because you don't even understand the subconscious way that it's holding you hostage. You can't even love your significant other right until you understand you're holding so much anger and pain and resentment
yes.
on the inside of you and in your mind. Baby, you have moved on because you couldn't have not have told me that I didn't move on. You couldn't have told me. Oh no, I moved on. Oh no, I'm over that. Well, how are you over it, boy, if you never talked about it and dealt with it? You wouldn't even acknowledge that these things have happened to you. No. No, ma'am, you're not. And I'm gonna tell you right now is that no matter how old you are, and if you over 70 and you hadn't talked about it or dealt with it, guess what? This is a divine intervention for you, boo. Because your girl don't believe in coincidences and you're never too old as long as you're on this side of heaven. Ain't that right?
That is correct. Never
As
too
long
old.
as you're on this side of of heaven, honey. And we have both worked with 70-year-old women.
Yes.
Okay. The shackles need to break free, baby. This is why your girl is talking about this because it's so important. Tell him, Maisha. Tell him, girl. Tell him. Tell him I can't say nothing else.
So it's true, and I've had those experiences as as well,
Yeah.
and we don't we don't process
Mm-mm.
because we got to get up, we got to do stuff.
That's right. Being and
Some of
being
us,
and doing.
our families don't acknowledge it,
Mm-mm.
right? And so we stuff it down, but
Yes.
it affects those experiences if the emotions of them that stay in the body, if
Yes.
they are not expressed, that energy seeps into how we show up at work,
Yes.
how we show up in future relationships.
Yes.
Whenever I encounter a woman who seems angry, aggressive, I I immediately I don't. It's first of all, it's not personal. I can just imagine. I don't know what circumstances
Mm-hmm.
created the woman who now has to always be on the defensive.
Yes.
That's a woman who fears attack. And so before you attack her,
Yeah.
she's gonna come for you.
To the 10th power.
That's right. And so there's that aspect, and then the other aspect of just no voice whatsoever. Everybody walks all over you. You
Mm.
have no boundaries. You're saying yes to everybody. And that's also a way of keeping safe because
Mm.
perhaps you said no, right?
Ooh,
And the
you
response,
got in trouble. Yeah.
right? And
Mm.
that's from a parent to someone attacking you. And so you just kind of give in.
Mm-hmm.
So we have no balance and we think that's just our personality.
Yeah.
But we don't realize it's the experiences that we've gone through, that what's in the pit of our belly that we have not released, that is causing bloat.
Yes. Literally.
Right,
Literally.
causing us to carry extra emotional weight or physical weight,
Yes.
right? And when we release those emotions, we feel lighter, we
Yeah.
get lighter.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Mm, I feel a release, girl. Somebody got something out of this. I'm telling you right now, I feel a release. Oh man. Okay. So I wanna touch and I know we don't have that much time, but I want to touch really quickly on just the healing work that you're doing.
Mm.
I had, worked with Maisha multiple times. We've done, beautiful group. She's worked with me in things that I've come up with in my 12-week program. And Just amazing. Just
Yay.
amazing work. Thank you, boo. And but I went back to her because I had not dealt with the molestation.
Mhm.
And I feel like the Lord brings you to um where you need to be. He prepares and he equips. You know, I had so much to unpack over these years, and I've been unpacking and unpacking and unpacking. And so I'm just checking off my list, right? And you just start your list and you start checking off your list. And so I got to a point where I said, okay, I think I'm ready to deal with this now. And I went in Maisha's group, and Maisha, we were doing an exercise. And what I realized in that exercise in the fall was that I did not enjoy sex.
Mm.
And I had no idea that I didn't enjoy that I was just literally in the motion. But when I just got very honest and just, at this point where I can be very transparent with myself, right? I'm like, well, I really, you know, have just been going through the motion.
Yeah.
And how long in my whole, like my life, have I just been going through the motion?
Wow.
And how many women are just going through the motion?
A lot.
Yes. Yes. I mean, of course, you got some experiences or whatever. I mean, but I mean, I'm thinking about the majority of the situations and even the relationships that I have been in. It has just been something to do.
Yeah.
I was like, just something to do? Is
Yeah.
that, can I say that? When it came out the first time, I was like, that's harsh. Something to do, Maisha.
Something to do.
I'm in a relationship. This is what we supposed to be doing now. Oh, okay.
Take up the time. Take up some space.
Ah, ah, ah. What?
Yeah, I've been in a few of those.
What? The realization. Somebody out there is like, this girl is crazy. But I'm telling you right now, right? Because somebody else out there is like, yep.
Right. Right.
Right. Yep. And it's guys that do the same thing. How many men? I mean, because you guys run through the ladies, like y'all are not just like y'all not in love with all of the things. I just didn't realize that women we go through these exact same feelings and these same emotions, but we can't talk about it because then I guess I might be a hoe. Somebody say I'm a hoe.
Oh my
No,
God.
no, you don't want to say that out loud.
There was a sound on TikTok that I used. Oh, once upon a time, not long ago, I was a hoe, and I'm admitting it. Not ashamed to say it because I did this. I definitely made a video with that one.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. I mean, does that make you like
It
what?
was
Because
in, it
I'm
was part
I'm
of
in
the.
a relationship because and it is what it is.
It is what it is.
It
Just as
is
long
what
as
it is.
me, as long as there's awareness, right? That's the thing. Like if we're operating off of patterns that aren't healthy,
Yes.
then let's look at switching it up. But
Yes.
if you're clear and sovereign and there's confidence and you're just like, hey, look, I'm just enjoying spending time with this person. I'm not looking because what we'll do as women is we'll be like, I'm not looking for anything deep. Yes, you are. You
Yes,
really
you
want this man to
are.
know you. You're gonna do
Yes.
all the things, but you gotta act
Yes.
like you don't really want it. So you avoid the pain. This is your way of controlling. But if
Yes.
you're like, nah, I'm really not interested in any of that, go. But if you really want to settle
Yes.
down and be married,
Yes.
then you have to cut that one loose because
Yes.
you know he ain't it. And
Yes.
sometimes we don't want to do that because we don't want to be alone.
We don't want to be alone. We don't want to be alone, honey, and that's a whole nother conversation. But that's
I'm down to come back as many times.
listen, that's a whole nother thing. But is what I realized, and so I stopped saying I don't want to be married anymore because I do want to be married again. Because I stopped allowing fear to drive my life because I realized you're saying that because you're scared.
That's right.
And we're not doing that anymore. And so, what am I doing now? I am waiting. And in preparation, your girl is just getting herself together. I'm figuring out what I like, what I don't like. I'm looking at them flags on the plate. And baby, when they come, yeah, thanks. All
Yeah.
right. When I tell you, come, like, after I did that class with you, I had 3 men. Three, Maisha, come back from my past. Three. I was like, what is happening? Am I being tested? And all of a sudden, I didn't call anybody and make an announcement and say I want a husband. I just, like, you know what I'm saying? But I said it out. I put it out there in the atmosphere. But I'm like, I love this Jonathan McReynolds song because he said, baby, uh, the devil learns from your mistakes, even if you don't. He's listening, he's watching. That's how I
Mhm,
look at it. I feel
mhm.
like he was sending them to me, like, oh, let me send to some people.
Let's see if she's really about this healing.
That's it. She better, because I'm telling you, they all are great men.
Yeah,
They all three are great men,
yeah.
very well established. I very well could got caught all up in either one of them, and would have been like, nobody would have been like, girl, what you doing? Everybody be like, girl, that's good, that's good. But no, boo, red flags on the play.
Oh, wait, listen.
Red flags on the play. And you have to trust yourself once you start getting into this walk. And it is very difficult because at this point in my life, I've been single for a while now.
Mhm.
And so it is when you've been single for a while, you're ready.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? I'm ready, you know,
right.
but you can't rush the process. And you didn't come all this way. I've been celibate.
Mm,
I haven't done all this work, purposefully done all this work to just give it away aimlessly to the first bidder.
right, right,
Right?
right.
We're not doing all this, just because. I don't even know why I'm saying all this. Somebody must need it. But I'm just saying it is what I've realized, and it gets clearer and clearer and clearer. This is what I want. This is what I need. You can't provide it. I'm okay with it.
Yeah,
It's not a compromise.
yeah,
And boo, you were the beginning of that. You started, you got me here. You got me here from
yeah.
2019.
Grateful to
You
be
were
part
the
of the
beginning.
journey. I'm just grateful to be part of the journey. Really,
You were
you're the
the
one doing the work. I'm just part of the journey.
Please tell them about the amazing work that you are doing, because I think I was about to say something about the molestation, but I got sidetracked. But
Oh, it's
I
okay.
just realizing, there's so much work to do. The point is, guys, that there's so much to do. And like Maisha said earlier, once you start the journey, it is a journey.
Yeah.
It's not, because I thought the very first conference that I went to, I was like, oh, I'm healed.
It's just the door opening.
It's over.
The door opening. Now, I started the Black Lotus Tantra community, and I started a style called Black Lotus Tantra.
Yeah.
Black because
Why
um,
not?
and the lotus because the lotus is a flower that grows out of the mud. It
Yes.
grows it's not, it doesn't grow in pretty situations, right? But it is a beautiful flower. And that is how I see Black women. We're dealing with so much of the struggle, and
Yeah.
we're growing through it, and we are these beautiful flowers. And so Black Lotus Tantra is tantra and sex magic that
Yeah.
is centered around Black women and our experiences and what we've been through. So that is the community that I have. It was once called the Sensual Oasis, but now it's very clear that it is Black Lotus Tantra, and
Yeah.
I'm teaching level 1 sex magic right now is what I'll be teaching, and then it's going to expand into more.
I love it. I love it. And tell them about your monthly Are your
Oh,
monthly things
so
coming
that's
up?
all in the yeah, that's also look at me, I don't that's all in the community. It's Black Lotus Black Lotus Community .life, and there is a monthly membership. The women can come and join. There's a 7-day free trial. It's
Yes.
$25 a month after that. There's monthly group coaching. I
Yes.
do live streams every week.
Yes.
I'm really loving the direction that it's taking right now.
Yes. Yes, honey. The community is one of, I feel like I just keep saying freedom. You know what I mean? Freedom. I feel like love and safety and peace is in there.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? It is just a beautiful community to go and grow and heal and get to know yourself,
yeah,
to get to know yourself. I had no idea, again, before the Lord sent me this beautiful spirit. I had no idea all of the things that were trapped in me. I had no idea the amount of healing that I needed to do. And so I'm going to wrap up. I know you have to go. I'm going to ask my very last question is
yeah.
um, what I'm asking all the women for Women's History Month. What is the greatest lesson that you've learned that you can share with another woman that maybe you might have gotten from your mom or from just your journey? But what would you say is your greatest lesson?
Lesson that I learned from my mother and that I realized after she passed, the lesson that she was trying to impart to me, even through all of her trauma, was love openly and love freely.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's what I'm working on doing is loving openly and loving freely
Yeah.
without fear.
I love it. I love it. That's beautiful, honey. That's beautiful. Thank you again so much.
Thank you for having me.
I know. I'm just thinking about where I was when I met you and where I am now. I am so grateful.
Thank
I am
you.
so grateful. And I always say, when you walk in your purpose, you allow others to walk in theirs. And I have been through these valleys and in this darkness, and you have been a guiding light. You
Thank
have been at the just a beacon, a guiding light in my life, and I'm grateful. I can't say enough. And you got to go, so I can't say nothing else. But I'm gonna tell you that, and I tell you that all the
you. Okay,
time.
we're gonna come back and have more of these conversations because we need to.
Yes, 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 yes. But thank you, honey. Thank you
Thank
so much.
you. Okay.
Honey, oh my gosh, family. That beautiful, beautiful spirit. I mean, her journey is just so inspiring. We didn't even get into just all that she's gone through and all that she's been through, but it is the power of another woman's story, right? The testimony, um, the vulnerability, right, that comes through when you hear another woman's story. It gave me permission to be vulnerable myself at a time, again, that I didn't even know that I needed to be. I didn't even know what that looked like. I didn't even know all of the things that were holding me hostage, that were inside of me, that was stealing my joy, right? I had no idea. And so I just say, take a breath, baby. Take a breath. Because if you're saying this again, God is not a just because God, right? He's not. And if you're seeing this, it's either for you, it's for someone that you know, but 9 times out of 10, it's for both of y'all. Yeah, it's for both of y'all. So, honey, get in touch with Maisha if you need to do some extra healing. You know how you could get in touch with your girl if you're watching this. But I hope that something was said today that has broken some chains that are holding you hostage, that maybe can open the door for you to begin your journey to healing. That is my prayer for you. All right. Well, there it is, y'all. Another beautiful spirit, honey. I told y'all every day. I know amazing people. I surely know amazing women, honey. Oh, y'all had no idea. Y'all had no idea what y'all was getting yourself into with this series. I know. But I knew that's why each and every day this week, honey, each and every day this month, rather, we are, I'm bringing you another powerful, amazing woman, honey. We're inspiring and empowering you to walk your own journey. Yes. Call another woman today. Call that woman today that has put a light into your path, right? To put a light into you when you were having some darkness and let them know. Yes, they need to know that the work that they're doing is shifting and changing your life or has shifted and changing your life. People need their flowers while they're still here on this side of heaven. Okay. All right. Y'all join me tomorrow. I'll be back, boo, with another amazing woman. Yes, tomorrow, every day this month. It is Women's History Month, family. See you tomorrow.